Hey guys, Boomfish TCG here, back at it again with another video. Here we have
GENO,
who did a stellar performance. He had the round one bye, which was, you know, that always works out sometimes. And this was for Mississauga Grand Showdown. So how was preparing for it? How did you feel?
I was kind of unprepared. I didn't have every matchup really lined up, but the matchups that I did have learned, I ended up playing, so it worked out. Yeah, like I played pretty much what I was expecting, so it worked out on that sense.
And was this preparation from stuff you played previous format, or did you have a chance to play against the stuff from set 16?
So we tested a lot with 7 costs. I tested a bit with fairies as well. And that's the two that we just tested the most with. The Abyss stuff I didn't test against, but I didn't face one Abyss, even though there was tons of it there.
Yep.
So I got lucky on that sense. I didn't play any Angel Sword or anything like that, and I played one Mirror. So I got lucky with my matchups because I kind of like played what I was playing to test for. So yeah.
And so yeah, that's pretty good. So what was your record at the end of Swiss?
At the end of Swiss, it was 4-3. I lost the last 2 rounds, and then I lost in top 32.
Okay, so up until, what's that, like, for the longest period of the tournament, you were 4-1, and you just had some unfortunate back-to-backs.
Yeah, I played Kuan round, I got the up, I was X1, I got up air to the Kuan player, which is amazing Kuan player. Unfortunately, I milled him to the point where he could Kuan me on 5, even though I was ahead.
Ugh.
He didn't Kuan me on 5. I think it's 5 or 6, something like that. It just got him so far ahead on that sense, and I couldn't recover from that one. And then I played Fairies last round. It was a tight game. It went to almost like quite long into the game, but at the end he just had enough for lethal. Like he had 9 health, he had just enough for lethal, so I lost there. But yeah, apart from that, it was pretty good.
So round 1 you got the bye, round 2 you had Kuan, round 3?
No, so round 1 I had the bye, round 2 I played Thief. He played this card, and he armored it, and he swung initially, and I got it down to 1 health, and I couldn't cycle to get the bandit, so he just kept it up, and kept, like, he took my Octress, and then he milled, and he Honorable Thief, then he double Grand Acquisition with 1 from my grave. So, like, this thing was at, like, 17 attack, and then he just
Oh my god, yeah, no.
Game. So that was kind of like, I just couldn't deal with that, couldn't draw the bandit. Round 2, I played Fairies, I fractured at the end and it won me the game. Round 3, I played 7 costs, I milled 2 of his Burn Knights, and then at that point, and then I discarded his Urns. Honestly, the Gilnelly's Ravenous Sweetness token was MVP.
Absolutely.
I resolved it like 4 or 5 times.
So you really just left him on, like, no resources.
But that's it, and then I got rid of the Urns, and then I was out of lethal for Urns anyways, and then I just milled them out.
Okay.
Round 4 or 5 or whatever that is, I played Wasteland Haven.
Round 5 at this point.
Round 5. I played Wasteland Haven, and then he kept swinging, he kept doing damage, but I just kept gobleting into out of lethal.
Yeah.
So he just couldn't kill me, and then I played Kuan round 6, and then Fairies round 7.
Okay, and then top 8 afterwards?
No, so top 32 I played Festive, and I misplayed terribly. I don't know what advanced cards do with it, apparently. So I lined it up so I could Dance of Usurpation, wipe his Musician and his Takatsume with my EX that was filled with 2 Goblets and 2 Blades, but I hit the Takatsume instead of the Musician, and I misplayed because of that, and it basically didn't match up to my 10 Engrave, and then I couldn't play my EX. That's on me. It was a long day, I guess.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, that was my whole tournament experience.
Cool. And did you get anything fancy for coming top?
Oh, I just got a Wings of Lust for top 30.
Pretty nice, pretty nice.
Card. I don't have it on me, but...
All right, so now we'll get into the deck profile. So I'm just going to transition. I'm going to cut this part out. Start off with your leader. I like flexing that.
I don't have the leader. It's a Erica, though. It's
okay, I'll put it up. I'll put it up.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, start off.
Okay, so for the leader, I have the default skin Erica. Be put onto it. I don't have it on me. For the first card, I have 2 Servant of Usurpation.
Interesting.
This card's just great to start off with. I didn't want to play it at 3 because I hate drawing like 3 of them and then just not anything else with it. So I thought 2 was a good card.
So this was a ratio choice and not a deck space choice.
Yeah, I just liked it at 2. I didn't like drawing multiples, even though sometimes it was good. I just like drawing the 2.
Yeah.
It was a good ratio. I liked it. 3 of this card. This is just mandatory. It just says 1 mill 3, and it's a quick. It just mills 3, and then with this, you get to buff it to swing early on if you get to it.
And it's also really nice that you can threaten this. You know, like you can threaten the ping spell, and then also, you know, like you just prank them basically. Just mill 3 puts you ahead. Pretty nice.
Yeah, and then play 3 Avarisha. This card's also insane. It's just good to start off with. It's kind of slow a bit. But then if you Avarisha into the 2-cost Octus, you're just gaining so many resources that like at that point it's just too good.
So disgusting.
Play 3 of the Hollow. The ping 2 is really good, but the MVP of this card is the Goblet. Because you just get Goblets, and sometimes healing that 2 will just get you out of lethal, and then you just can keep surviving.
That's really interesting, because like not playing as a Thief player, like, or as someone who doesn't play Thief, you know, you really think that the damage is the important part. But you end up finding the healing is just that important, right?
Yeah, like the ping 2 is good, but you have blades, you have a lot of stuff that can just out it, and you have a lot of rush. I find like sometimes, like I've played this card without having to play it just to get the heal card.
I see.
Yeah. Triple Gilnelese. This is just like such a good card. I rarely use the -2/+2, but it does come up quite a. I mean, not quite a bit, but a bit. It's the token, because once you play Octus, you can play through 3 from your EX. It's just.
And what was your ratio for this?
A 3 in base, 2 in Evo. I definitely wanted 2 in Evo. I've definitely resolved 2 Evos quite a bit.
Okay, cool.
2 Leod. This is also a ratio thing. I do not want to draw multiple Leods. I like just drawing 1.
Honestly, it really seems like a matchup thing.
Yeah, it was weird. Some people played 3. The Thief player I lost to round 2, actually I was playing beside him later on, and he drew like 3 of these and something else, and it was just like, it was just kind of tough in that sense. So I liked it at 2. Triple Octus, this is just
easy.
probably one of the greatest sword cards ever created. It's just too good. Like, you need this card, and this card makes the deck.
And it's an easy 3 and 3, right?
Yeah, just 3 Evos. I always get the 3 Evos a lot of times in the grind games. 2 is Zealot, another ratio. So this is really good if they're at 10, because you just put the top card of your deck in EX. So if you have the Octus, you can like play these 2, put another card in EX, and then it costs 2 less. So you can just like get so much value out of this.
And interesting as well, because I don't see every Thief player running this card.
It's just like, it mills 1, so it's early on mill, even though it's just 1. But the big thing is like when you draw it late, it's still really good because it just puts the top card of your deck in EX.
So it's like pseudo card draw, right?
Yeah, kind of. It just puts it in EX, but then if Octus is on the field, you're basically just putting a free card. So I will literally like play this preemptively, knowing I have an Octus sometimes to get advantage or get cards that might help. Like, for example, I played it once and got a Dance of Usurpation, played it and won the game with it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's what I mean. Triple Arsene. It's pretty self-explanatory too. It just gets you the Goblet of the Blade, but it's just search. You want to you search a lot with this deck, so it's pretty
And ratio here?
It's 3 and 2. You'll never get to the 3rd Evo, and if you do, you're probably losing that game. So just 3 is fine. You just want to see it early on, because this on 2 or Gil on 2 is usually what you want to do if you're going second. This card's kind of MVP. Once, like, you can just Evo for free with this if they're at 10, but also it's really nice to go, like, you can Octus on 4, get them down to 8, play this Evo for free, you're at 10 now, and then swing into their top card, they get to 11, and then you Evo the Octus, and then take their card to EX, and then you can play it for 2 less. So this card's really good. I only played 2 Evos, I don't think you need a 3rd one, but I definitely play 3. And, I only played 2 Bandit, which is probably, as I said, maybe I should have played 3 for that Armored Servant. I just found it was just like, it was good to get the Blade, but I don't know. I felt like I was drawing it too much at 3, so it was just a ratio thing. But again, I might have needed it against the Servant round 2, but...
And seeing the list so far, like, you've made a lot of good justifications for, that's over half of your deck. It not only is a ratio thing, but it really came down to, like, you have to make the choices in order to finalize your deck list, and maybe that 3rd one was just a difficult choice up to this point.
Yeah, because I cut this for a dance, a second Dance of Usurpation, because I was scared of fairies, because this is a really tough matchup into fairies. So this would just kind of get rid of one of them, whereas the dance wouldn't, so that's why I cut this. So 2 of these. Maybe you should put a third. 2 Usurping Blade. This card's really good. It's the quick. It's the card that just makes you survive a lot of times. At 3, it was kind of clunky. So I liked it at 2, and yeah, it's pretty much just clunky at 3 sometimes. Sometimes it's good getting it early on against those like tempo decks, but at 2 is fine for me. Triple Octress. Card's insane. It just goes so well. It just
And the minute you hit 10, right, it's just so
it's
disgusting.
so good because the Remnant looks at top 3 and pings for 8, and then you can play 2. So you can just early on play your loop cards for free with the 2 of them, and then get into the Octress, or you can vice versa. And sometimes banishing the Octress to get a Boots for Storm, or get banish Octress to get like a Goblet to survive helps a lot.
Now, do you ever find, because like this deck really enjoys when it can see a healthy amount of mill cards, this is one of the few cards that is dedicated to Thief and doesn't involve any milling. Do you ever find that painful?
If you draw it, no. Every time you draw this card, you're just happy.
Okay.
It's just because like even if you just ping for 3 or just look at top 3, it's good. But also it's just like making because you can make EX tokens quite easily in this deck with everything. So it's just like even just having and be able to play like a blade to ping something for 2. Early on, it's not the greatest value, but it's just good to have. But a lot of times I'll play this on 5.
Okay, yeah.
I'll play this on 5 with another 2 costs, and usually the 2 costs helps me to get to 10, hopefully. I rarely play it on 3, but sometimes it does come up.
And for the effect that banishes the regular Octress, what's the token you found making the most of?
Goblet.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I
This deck
really would have
heals a
thought
lot.
the blade.
I thought this deck was going to kill with damage. This deck a lot of times just kills by milling people. Well, at least the one I built. It just mills people out.
Interesting. That's
I
really
just mill
cool.
people out, so I just keep healing, and a lot of times like I'll be nowhere near killing them lethal-wise. And I'll just keep healing, keep milling, keep healing, keep milling, and this helps a lot. Because sometimes you're just like 1 or 2 off their lethal, and then they have an extra turn, and you just have enough to mill them out.
Okay.
I play one of this. This is kind of weird. I wasn't playing this. I was playing Hermit of Usurpation, but I read it wrong.
Oh.
So I put one of this last minute because I didn't know what to put in. It won me a game against Wasteland Haven. So other things could have won me a game, but it was good. It was okay when I draw it. And then this card's really good. This card just burns for 8 if they're at 20. It burns the whole board for... Not the whole board. It burns divided for 8 if they're at 10, and then 4. It would have helped me against Festive if I didn't misplay in top 32. But, yeah, this card's just really good. Also, like I said, like off the Z-Lot, it's nice sometimes to put in EX, and then like you can play it for 2, burn the board for 8.
And the minute you play that card for 2 is just disgusting.
It just wipes the board, and with sometimes burning for 8, like you'll set up just to burn them for 8, and you'll have exactly for lethal. 8 is quite a big amount.
And being able to set up with the second copy in hand, you know, for 16 over 2 turns, disgusting.
If you can do that, then at that point you're so ahead. And then I played 2 Panthers. I didn't play Not because I thought Not was too slow. You could put some cool stuff in EX. So just slow, and boxing 1 card was just not enough this format. Maybe against your 7 cost, but against anything else just wasn't enough. This card just summons Octress back, so you can be obnoxious with Octress player, and then she dies, and then just summon her back and evil her again. So.
You can be a lot more reckless, right?
Exactly. Whereas Not just didn't let me, so instead of playing 1 and 1, I just decided to play 2 Panthers.
Nice.
And then this card,
Probably the most self-explanatory thing here, right?
You just mill them, and then mill the last bit of their deck, and they can't.
And especially against like aggro decks that are just fighting through their deck. By the time that you've exhausted their resources, you resolve this, like the game's over.
Because like against my first fairy matchup, I resolved this and won the game. Against my second fairy matchup, I was about to draw it, but I ended up look at top 3 at a thief card, I think, with Octress.
Oh,
and I
that's
put
tough.
this to the bottom, and then that really put me behind. I know it's kind of weird, it's kind of win con against fairies, but you kind of need it sometimes. It's tough, but that card's really good enough for Evo. It's pretty much self. Triple Octress, double Lupine, double Thief, or Honorable Thief, double Gimli's, and 1 this. This comes up just for like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament was Cowboy for game sometimes. It's just like burns for the last 2 damage that you need.
Or for the first 2, right? Like if you have the space.
If you have the space, sometimes it just burns for 2 and helps. I rarely hit followers, but those come up once in a while.
Beautiful. All right, so with that deck profile, you know, this is another top under your belt. You had top 8 from Summerfest.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, do you have any shout-outs?
Shout out to Ottawa. We have a great community. Shout out to everybody who ran the event at Untouchables and the judges Wibbs and I think Melty, if I get that right, hopefully. It was beautifully ran. Beautifully ran. It was smooth for the amount of people in that store. Everybody that ran it, like admin wise, the staff, like it was just beautifully ran. So shout out to them. Shout out to our judges. Shout out to Bushi Road and everybody. And yeah, shout out to everybody.
And can we expect you at any events in the future?
Oh yeah, I'll be at all the Canadian ones for sure.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you for showing up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And I'll see you next time. Peace.